Hello my dear students and welcome to Zenith Academy Online. My name is Shagufta Jaipuri and we are on part 3 of genetics. Now in this video lesson we'll be talking about Mendel's experiment on inheritance. We'll talk about what a monohybrid cross and how to derive it, and what a dihybrid cross and how to draw the Punnett diagrams. So let's get started with these very important topics of genetics, and I'll make sure that you are able to answer all the questions related to these topics. So children, you must know first who was Mendel. So Gregor John Mendel was the father of genetics. Okay, his early education was in a monastery, and then he went to Vienna for his further studies of science and maths. Now he always wanted to become a teacher. Unfortunately, he failed in the examination of becoming a teacher. But what he discovered later, what he found later, made him the teacher of teachers like us. Okay, so when he returned back to his monastery, he conducted a lot of experiments, the breeding experiments on garden pea, which was there in the beautiful garden of the monastery. Okay, so out of his sheer interest, he started conducting breeding experiments on pea plants. Okay, and his findings became a milestone in biology. So let's go ahead and find out. Now, he conducted the experiments on garden pea, as I told you, whose scientific name is Pisum sativum. Students, you should always remember that when you are writing the scientific name, okay, the second name, okay, it should be in small. So don't write S capital. So he conducted study on Pisum sativum. Now, why he chose Pisum sativum only? Okay, he selected it for a particular reason. One, the pea plants have a large number of contrasting characters. Means you can find pea plants purple color and white color. The seeds also have variations. The height also have variations. So we'll study about these variations. So you should remember that it has a large number of contrasting characters, and the different physical characters were easy to recognize and study. That is why he chose pea plant. Next, the varieties were available in pure forms that bred true. What do you mean by pure forms that bred true? It means they produce the same type generation after generation, exactly same type. The varieties that were found were pure. They were not hybrid of two different varieties. Now they are self-pollinating, means in one plant self-pollination can occur. Also cross-pollination can easily be performed by removing certain parts of the plants. So it was self-pollinating, and also cross-pollination is very much possible. Then the flowers of this plant are bisexual. It has female as well as male parts, so bisexual. They have a shorter lifespan, which makes it very suitable for carrying out the experiments, and the plants are easier to maintain because it lives for a shorter period of time. It is easy to maintain and easy to conduct experiments. Also, they have a very good resistance to disease, and they have an ideal survival rate. So these are the characteristics of a pea plant which makes it ideal for Mendel's experiment. Now he took seven characteristics of pea plant. Let's look at the first characteristic. Was about seed, that the shape of the seed is round as well as wrinkled. So these two variations are found in different plants. Then the second is the color of the cotyledons of the seeds. Okay, it can be yellow or it can be green. Now let's look at the third characteristic. The color of the flower can be white or violet. So these two variations are there. Then the fourth characteristic that he studied was the shape of the pod. It can be full, it can be straight pod, and it can be constricted pod. Okay, smooth or constricted you can say. Then the color of pod was the fifth characteristic, which is the pod can be green or the pod can be yellow. The sixth characteristic that he studied was the placement of the flowers. Okay, here you can see it is the flowers are placed axially, whereas here it is on the terminal at the end. Okay, here they are at the end and here there are in between. The next is size. Here you can see the plant is tall and here it is short or dwarf. I'll enlarge this and show you exactly the terminal and axial pods. Here you can see the flowers are in between and here they are at terminals. Okay. So these were the 7 characteristics that Mendel chose to work upon. Now let us look at what monohybrid cross is. So here I am taking one of the characteristic, that is the color of the flower. You can take any of the characteristic and work out the monohybrid and dihybrid cross. So here I have taken the color. So you should know that in color this one is the dominant character. The purple color is the dominant character. Okay. So capital B suggests that it is a true breed. Okay, both are, it is homozygous dominant, and small b is for recessive because white color is recessive. Now children, before going further, I should also tell you that you should read the characteristics or all the 7 characteristics very carefully. You should know which is dominant and which is recessive in it. So in this case of flower color, I am telling you that this is dominant and this is recessive. So you should know which are dominant and which are recessive to work out these diagrams. Okay. So now this is homozygous. Why homozygous? Because both are same and it is also dominant. So this is homozygous. I'm so sorry. Dominant. Okay. And this is also homozygous. But this is recessive. Okay. So now this is producing capital B gametes and this is producing small b. Okay. So I'll show you the combination in Punnett square. So if I take this capital B here of this purple flower, and for this white flower if I take small b here and try to work out the combination. So here it will be capital B small b. Here it will be capital B small b. Same capital B small b. And now these two also gives you capital B small b. So if you see the genotype, all are same. Also if you see the phenotype, in all of them, okay, purple color is dominant. One dominant character is there. So all of them becomes the same genotype, that is BB. Genotype is what type of genes are there. I already told you in my last video. And the phenotype, that is the physical appearance, the gene that is expressed, is also all of them are purple in color. So if you find out the genotype and phenotype ratio, the genotype ratio is 1:1:1:1, and also the phenotype ratio is the same. Now that was the F1 generation, that is the first generation. Now we are coming on to the second generation. So here you can see that in the first generation, all the plants that were formed were capital B small b, right? So if I take two such plants, capital B small b and capital B small b. So here you can see this is the first plant which are having the gametes capital B small b, and this is the second capital B small b. Okay. So we have taken the pollen of this and the pistil of this. Okay. So male and female we have taken. Now you can see these two combination will give a capital B. This is what? Homozygous dominant. Here when you see that we have taken this small b and this capital B, this is heterozygous. Why? Because both are different. So heterozygous, and it is also dominant. So I am writing D. Okay. So this was homozygous dominant. This is heterozygous dominant. So both of them are showing dominance. So both of them are purple color. Here also you can see one capital B and one small b. So this is also heterozygous, and here also you can see one dominant. So heterozygous dominant. But here you can see one small b and one small b. So both are small b. So it becomes homozygous. But here you should see that both are recessive. So this is homozygous recessive. Okay, so if you see now the phenotype, that is the physical appearance what we are seeing, you can see that there are 3 purple and 1 white. So the phenotype ratio is 3:1. Whereas the genotype, now here you can see one is capital B, but there are 2 heterozygous dominant, capital B and small b. Okay, so one is capital B, then there are 2 capital B, small b, and then there is a homozygous recessive, that is both are small b. So this ratio is 1:2:1. Now children, this is very important to remember this phenotype and genotype ratio of monohybrid cross. Okay. Now the ratio remains same, that is for phenotype it is 3:1 and genotype it is 1:2:1 for any of the characteristics that you take. So here we have taken the color of the flower. You can take any of the characteristic and work out, you will get the same ratio. So that is your homework for today. You will work out for different combinations. Now we are going on to dihybrid cross. Now in dihybrid cross, what did Mendel do? He took 2 characteristics simultaneously. Here you can see that Mendel has taken the color of the seed as yellow and green, and he has taken the shape of the seed as round and wrinkled. So this seed, if you see, is yellow. Now in the color of the seed, okay, there are 2 variations, that is yellow and green. Okay, out of which you should remember that yellow is dominant. That is why I have taken yellow dominant, so capital Y, and green is recessive, so I have taken small y because I have to take the same letters. Okay, so capital Y represents yellow color which is dominant, small y represents green color which is recessive. Now capital R represents the shape of the seed, that is round. Now in the shape of the seed there are 2 variations, round and wrinkled. So round is dominant, you should remember, that is capital R means round and small r means wrinkled. Right? So it's taken 2 variations, okay, 2 characteristics. So when you compute the F1 generation, the first generation, you will see that when you breed these 2, you will get all the 4 generations which are having this constitution. Right? Now if we take 2 such parents, capital Y, small y, capital R, small r, 2 such parents, we will work out the F2 generation. Now here what they have taken, see here capital Y, capital R, small r. Okay, there also. Now if you see capital Y and capital R, then small y and capital R. So small y, capital R, then they have taken the combination capital Y, small r. So capital Y, small r, and then both small y, small r. Right? The same combinations you will take here for the other parent, and then you crossbreed. So when you see capital Y, capital R and capital Y, capital R here, it forms YYRR, in which all are capital. So what does this seed mean? This capital Y and capital R mean? It means that the seed is yellow and round. Okay. So when you work out everything here, I will show you, this is capital Y. Okay. So in the color, the capital Y denotes that it is yellow, and you have got one R which denotes it is round. Okay. This is also yellow and round, and this is also yellow and round. But here if you see that these in the color, both are recessive. So it will show green color, and R shape mein R is dominant, so you will see round. Okay. Now in this, if you see, color is yellow only, okay, because Y is dominant, but here you can see both of them are small, so the shape is wrinkled. Now here if you see, in the color also recessive is there, and in shape also this is recessive. So this is green and wrinkled. Okay. So once you work out this, then you find out the genotype and the phenotype. Okay. Now let us see the phenotype first. Okay. In the phenotype is what you see. Okay, so if you see yellow and round, how many yellow and round are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So there are 9 yellow and round. So you write 9 here. Okay. Then when you see green and round, so this is green and round, 1, 2, 3. So there are 3 green and round. Then yellow and wrinkled. So where are yellow and wrinkled? This is 1 yellow and wrinkled. This is 2 yellow and wrinkled, and there's 1 more yellow and wrinkled. So this is also again 3. And you will see that both the recessive traits, that is wrinkled and green, is seen only in 1. So 1. So that is why the phenotype ratio becomes 9:3:3:1. Remember that whenever you are writing the ratio, above it you should also write which character it is, so that you are very sure that you have not mixed the variations. It is easier for the examiner also to check. Now children, we have worked out the phenotype, but genotype of this is very complex and it will not be asked to you in the examination for your portion. So I hope you understood the dihybrid cross also very well. 2 things you have to remember in this. It is very important to write genotype and phenotype ratio. Also in the 7 characters, you should remember which one is dominant and which one is recessive. Otherwise, you will not be able to form the generations, F1 and F2 generations, and you will not be able to draw the Punnett diagrams. So please remember the 7 characteristics. Please remember which one is dominant and which one is recessive. Try to work out different monohybrid and dihybrid crosses on your own. If you have any doubts, please write in the comment section. I'll be ready to help. So this was all about Mendel's experiments. Now please watch our next video to study the laws of inheritance that Mendel formulated after these experiments. So if you have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, write in the comment box. Also share our channel and our videos with all of your friends and share the learning. So keep the learning on and all the best.